Impressive stuff, eh? We're actually at Nantwich in Cheshire, and it is, in fact, 1998, the middle of summer. It's a beautiful day. And what are these lads doing out here? Well, it's an international motocross. In fact, they have two things in common. These things, twin shocks. It's the Twin Shock International, and I tell you what, they're very impressive.
This is an international Grand Prix, so as well as people from all over the British Isles, we've got people here from Holland, Belgium, Sweden, and there's even a guy, would you believe, all the way from America who's brought his own butty wagon.
Well, this event is actually called the Wulfsport Twin Shock Grand Prix. Bill, you're very, very involved in this. I mean, you're a sponsor of the event and you're an organiser. Why?
Thank you, Wayne. It's I'm not really an organiser, I suppose. My capacity here is just encouragement. You're right, event sponsor. I mean, Wulfsport clothing, I've always felt I've got good backup off all these riders here over the years.
And you've got some international riders, haven't you?
So some really good ones. We've been very lucky. We've got Jürgen Nielsen, who's world #2. In fact, really, he should have been world champion. You know, he lost it with DNFs in '93. Jürgen, probably, as you know, had a severe paralysis as well. He got it at Stuttgart Supercross.
Yeah.
He's come back just for the sport. And he loved it.
Yeah.
We've got Rex Staten here from America, Rocket Rex. Probably one of the most winningest riders that there's ever been in motocross. He's got 15 national titles to his credit.
Unbelievable.
Right? Oh yeah. He's got 3 vet world championships. He was the outright American champion. He was the bloody South African champion, for Christ's sake. I can't believe just how much the guy's done.
Forgive me for interrupting now then, but how on earth did you get them to come here to Nantwich, and why have you chosen Nantwich?
Nantwich circuit, I would rate, personally, as probably the best in the country. It's a natural circuit.
On a rider point of view it is, and it's good for spectators, isn't it? Because you can see so much of it from one place.
Absolutely everything, but even between races, you know, you'll go and watch the other race as a rider.
Yeah,
and you'll think, let's have a look, what's the lines, where they're going, you know, who's doing what. You can just walk over virtually at any point and see it, you know, and just see what's going on. Another thing about Nantwich, the club themselves, you know, the organisers, Bill Shaw, Bob McMinn, you just couldn't ask for more support than we've had here.
Because it's a big job organised. I mean, I can't believe how many people are here. There's, I mean, you've got sort of 250 riders or something, haven't you?
Oh, aye.
Yeah, blinking out.
Right, and those are just the ones that's been bothered to enter, you know. Most of the twin shockers, I mean, they're a breed of their own.
Give us a go, mate.
Oh, aye. Well, it's not give us a go. They're all ex-riders, they're all ex-stars, they're all ex-national champions. But there's a lot of them will have an odd ride, and they'll maybe like the idea of it, and they'll have a bike at home and they'll turn out for a run, Wayne. But these are the ones that admit it to themselves. They want to race.
Yeah.
You know, they're unashamed.
They go for it.
Yeah. Okay, even if I don't win again, I couldn't give a shit. You know, I want to get out. I want to race. Yeah.
Excellent.
This is our famous man from the US of A, Rex Staten, American motocross champion. Twin shock, does twin shock mean something to you? Is that why you're here?
Yeah, what happened a long time ago, back in '68 when we first started racing, that's what we used to have was twin shocks. You know, we only had really about 4 inches of travel back then. Now it's got up to about 10 inches, but still, the modern bike's all single shock now, and they got running between 13 and 14 inches of travel. Right. And in the United States for the last 2 years, I've been #1 over there on the vintage bike, or we call the Classic in the United States. Over here you guys call the twin shocks. And they called me up and asked me if I would come over, and I said, sure, no problem, I'll be here. Right. Just give me a bike.
And you're here and you got a bike. And this is different type of track, though, to what you're used to. I mean, different racing. How are we getting on with it?
Yeah, what happened, back in '68, we used to have tracks like this. This is like a motocross track. This is a natural terrain and everything. You know, where in America now we have a lot of supercross stuff into the natural tracks, where you got the big doubles and stuff like that, where you're doing, you know, you got to time everything this perfect, because if you don't, you get hurt really bad. And I like the European tracks, and I wish America stayed that way, you know, but it's just because the new modern times and everything, you know, everybody wants to see everybody all close together, and they want to see that high flying, banging and slamming and that. And it's good for the young kids and stuff, but for us old guys, after we turn 40, I mean, we get tired of that. You know, we already had our bangs and our bruises and everything. Now we just kind of wait and just go out and have a good time with all of us old guys, and we have a great time.
Well, I'm joined here by Jørgen Nielsen, who's just been out practicing. He's got a bit of a sweat on, haven't you, Jørgen?
Yeah.
And you would note from his T-shirt here, he's from Sweden. It's a long way to come from Sweden, but it's worth it, I'm sure it is it?
Yeah, it's a great day and a lot of fun to ride on this track. And
How about the track compared to tracks back home in Sweden?
well, in Sweden we have mostly sand tracks,
Yes,
you know,
yeah.
real bumpy ones, but this is my favorite.
Is this a little quicker maybe than back home?
Yeah, probably quicker and much more technical.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to the race later on
yeah,
this afternoon?
yeah.
You've been out practicing. Have you been trying to get the bike to suit yourself? Is this what you've been doing?
Yeah, because I'm not used to ride this Maikos.
Are you not?
No, I have a Honda back home and a modern bike.
Yeah.
And, it takes a while to dial everything in. Carburetor and tires and stuff, but no, bike is good now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
BSA, not the sort of thing to be normally found at a modern motocross meeting, but all the bikes here this weekend are older machines. This is a pre-65 machine. Now, there isn't a pre-65 class here this weekend, so it's running in the pre-77. But it qualifies for the job. It's a basic bike, single-cylinder, 500cc, and the thing that makes it qualify is these, twin shocks. Getting on a bit now, but still doing the business.
So if you fancy something just a little bit more modern, this is early 80s. And this is a 490 Mako, 4-speed gearbox, awesome amount of power, drum brakes front and rear, supersonic big long forks. The whole thing is massive. Same association though, twin shocks, 2 of these babies. Now there is actually a class ideal for me. A 40s class I've noticed in the programme. And over 40s. Perfect, eh? The only drawback is, can't get my leg over.
Another foreign guest, Herman van Lit. Have I said that right?
Yes, it's completely right. Herman van Lit. At
Brilliant.
Holland.
You've got to be multilingual now to do this job these days. From Holland?
Yes.
Right. How are you finding the mud in Cheshire?
Oh, it's lovely. But I prefer this day is nicer because if the sun is shining, the track is also much nicer as yesterday.
Yeah.
Because the mud could be dangerous for all the people, and we are coming for racing and not for accidents, of course.
Of course, yeah. But in Holland, you normally ride on sand. Is that right?
99% in Holland is sand.
Yeah.
We have 1 or 2 tracks in Holland on these conditions, but then we have flat, and not the hills we don't have.
Right. And do you have twin shocking in Holland?
Yes, it's going to start now. It is about the competition for about 1 or 2 years to set up, and it begin to be popular now. Right. So I go to race now. If I'm coming back, I go to start also in the twin shock.
Right. So you're going to go to Holland and spread the good news and said you should all be twin shocking.
Yes.
It's great.
Of course, it is not so big as here in England because in England it is crazy, and I'm very amazed that there are so many bikes here in the twin shock.
Oh, it's
in
big.
Holland is about in the twin shock class about 40 riders every 2 weeks they are racing.
Yeah. We've got 240 odd here this weekend. Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Go at this sport quite cheaply, you know. What you need is a pair of them, boots. You need some trolleys. You need a shirt. The shirt goes over the body armour. Of course, you need a helmet. Add that lot together and you can kit yourself out for less than 400 quid. You can buy a bike for £1,000. That is cheap motorsport, I can assure you. Why don't you have a go?